Hello students, 8th English medium. In biology we are busy with the chapter number 2, microorganisms, friend and foe, in which we learned so many things about microorganisms or microbes, which are the very tiny objects, tiny organisms that we cannot see with our naked eye. And the different types of microorganisms like the bacteria, fungi, protozoa and algae. Some of them are useful for us, some are harmful also. Like we learned that they are the farmers' friends because they helping in increase the fertility of the soil. Similarly, they are useful in different ways like making curd from milk, cheese, etc. Then they are used in some medicines also, especially the antibiotics. We already learned about it. And we also learn how they are useful in some industries, like because of the fermentation process, some of the bacteria are used to produce alcohol, which is used in the making of the alcoholic drinks like beer and wines, etc. And others also we learn the uses. But now we also learn some harmful effects also, especially those microorganisms which causes some diseases in human being. Some are caused by bacteria, viruses, fungi, etc. Now in this chapter, first we will learn about the disease causing microorganisms in animals and then plants. So we know that animals and plants are also living organisms. So they also can be affected by these different types of microorganisms. They can cause diseases in them also. One of the dangerous disease is the anthrax, which is caused in animals also and to human beings also. And as I told you, it's a very dangerous disease. And it is caused by the bacterium, a bacteria. And the name of that bacteria is Bacillus anthracis. Bacillus anthracis. That is the name of the bacteria. The name of the bacteria are given according to the disease they caused. And so that is known as Bacillus anthracis, which is a very dangerous bacteria which causes the disease name is anthrax, especially in the throat it is affecting. In the human beings also and in the cattle like cow, buffalo, bullocks, etc. In them also they can cause this dangerous disease. So they are harmful like that. And there is some viruses also cause the disease. The name is foot and mouth disease. Especially in the foot of the animals and in the mouth, they are getting some ulcers due to those viruses and they get sick, they cannot eat properly. So that is the harmful effects of some microorganisms which cause disease in the animals also. And they don't only cause diseases in the human beings and animals, but some of the microorganisms they cause diseases in some plants also, like virus, fungi, and bacteria. They cause diseases in the different crops like wheat, rice, potatoes, sugarcane, and some fruits like apples and oranges, etc. Not only this, but in so many plants, the diseases are caused by different types of organisms. And if the crop is diseased, means due to the microorganisms, if there is a disease on the crop, then it will affect the yield, means the production. Production will be less, or the production will be of low quality, and that is very, very harmful for us. So there are some, we have to take some remedies, like we can use some chemicals that can kill that organisms. So we have to spray that medicine if the crop is getting diseased by some of that virus or bacteria. There is a table in your book that I will send you as a PDF file. You can see that which type of disease in which crop are there. So you can understand that what are the diseases which are caused by some microorganisms in the plants also. And as I told you, we can control them by using the special chemicals that is available, and we can spray that on that crop so that they will kill that microorganisms, so that we can save our crop from getting bad. Then sometimes we are getting sick, lots of vomiting is done. Then sometimes doctor will tell you that it is the food poisoning. Now, what is actually food poisoning? So food poisoning can be very, very serious. It can cause the death also. So now, what is that food poisoning? How does it happen? And what should we do to prevent from them? We can protect. How? So first, what is actually food poisoning? Some microbes that grow on our food may produce toxic substances. Toxic means poisonous, which are known as toxins also. So, because we know that microorganisms can grow on the food items like bread or roti or some other food items. So when they grow on them, they produce some special type of chemicals which are very toxic, means poisonous. They are known as toxins. And that toxins make the food poisonous, and that is known as food poisoning. And if we eat that contaminated food, then we can get this food poisoning, and then we can get sick. Even the death also can be there. So we have to be very, very careful about that food. Due to the, now how can we preserve? Because we know that when the microbes use our food, they grow on our food, and then they spoil our raw food. Also even our cooked food they use, and then because of their growth and produce some chemicals, our food is getting rotten. And when it is food poisoned, then maybe sometimes you will see that the bad smell will come out of that food. Sometimes the taste also will be changed. If you eat it, you will feel some bad feelings in your mouth. It means that it is poisoned food or the rotten food. And sometimes the color of the food also getting changed due to this microorganisms, because they spoil our food. So the taste also be gone, color also can be changed, and they will produce some smell also that is very bad. From that we can understand that yes, this food is poisoned, rotten, then you should throw away, because it is dangerous to eat that type of food. Now, how can we preserve them? There are some remedies, some things, some chemicals are used that can save our food from the attack of microorganisms. Means before they attack on our food, we have to use some chemicals in our food such that they cannot attack our food. And those chemicals which can prevent the attack of microorganisms are known as preservatives. So what are preservatives? Thus, to save the food from the attack of microorganisms, we use some chemicals. So those chemicals are known as preservatives. And such common preservatives that we use in daily are the common salt. You know that when the pickles are made, sometimes we keep some raw mango in the salt water. જેને આપણે પાણીથી કેરી કહીએ છીએ, પાંચા દાણા. That sometimes the other things are also preserved using that common salts. So common salt can be used as a preservatives. Sometimes fish and meat also can be stored using this common salt. Then the other is sugar. Like we make the jam, murabba, etc., in which we use the sugar and sugar syrup. Why? Because they can also somehow prevent some type of bacteria and fungi. So the sugar also can be used as a preservative, and we know that the jam, murabba, etc., we make with that sugar syrup inside. Then edible oils. You know that in the pickles, athana, we use that oil. Oil also can stop the attack of some type of microorganisms, especially like the fungus. So that edible oils, it can be sunflower oil or a groundnut oil, all that edible means that we can eat. That oils also can be used as the preservatives. Then vinegar. Vinegar means સરકો, જેને આપણે સાદી ભાષામાં કહીએ, ચાઇનીઝમાં બહુ વાપરે. That vinegar also can be used as preservative, as they also can stop the attack of some types of microorganisms. And we know that about it, that we can use that, because if you keep the raw mango, can it be stored the whole year? No, we cannot store that raw mango, because otherwise after few days it will get rotten and we have to throw away. But you know that we make the mango pickles in which we use the salt, we use the oil, so that the whole year the pickles are having the same taste. Because the oil can prevent the attack of the microorganisms, and our food is getting preserved so that we can enjoy it the whole year. Now, similarly, some other chemicals are also used, that are sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfite. Maybe in the season of the mango, people are making the bottles full of mango pulps, In that also, they use some chemicals, preservative. Similarly, when we make the tomato ketchup, tomato sauce, that also if you don't add that preservative, it can only be used for a few days and otherwise they will get spoiled and we won't be able to use that. Therefore, in that, a pinch of either the sodium benzoate or sodium metabisulfite that is available in market, which are known as preservatives, that must be a pinch of that is added in those items like some pickles and in the tomato sauce, tomato ketchup, etc., so that they can stop the attack of that microorganisms and we can save our food from getting spoiled. Similarly, the boiling and storage the things at low temperature also can help in the preservation of food. And about that, other things like boiling and the common salt and then we will learn in detail about it in the next session, that how can those things can be used to protect, to preserve our stored food. And also we will learn about that boiling like milk, pasteurization and other chemical things that we can use, heat and cold treatments, etc. We will learn in the next video. So here we are going to stop, and if any confusion you can write down in the comment section and it will be followed by a PDF file in which there will be some pictures and some answers also, question answer also. So please write down them. Thank you very much.